I can remember just before the former Premier left, there was a tight moment. It was tough in the week of Parliament. We'd had ministers leaving, we'd had all sorts of drama. We know that they were feeling under pressure and the lack of integrity in their ranks was just coming to the fore and it was all falling apart. So we make an announcement at the Commonwealth Games. Now, I mean, the government, you can tell when they're really struggling, when they're really desperate, because that was just ridiculous. Nobody who would have been involved with that had heard about it, but it was just a good idea that would start to distract from the really important issues that are facing the people of Tasmania. It's a little bit like the floating stadium. Yeah. Now, you talk about... And again, I just can't get away from what happened this morning. The minister says, give me 2 weeks, trust me, I'll find you a solution. We've got people in our community that can't sleep, are finding it difficult to eat because of the level of anxiety about their current housing situation. We've got people last week that were evicted from their homes under the end of the NRAS deal and are now living in their car. Yeah. But this government thinks that's appropriate and reasonable to invest over $1 billion for a stadium in the south when the government's own report said very clearly that to reinvest further in the stadium that we've got in the north at York Park, to reinvest where people come from across the state that can enjoy that sport. We know that people will travel from the south to the north because it's great where I come from. We know that people will do that, and people talk about the minister, the sports minister seems to be the only body actually at the moment that's advocating this. The Premier seems to have stepped away 100 miles an hour, but talks about the benefits of having a stadium in your community. We know in the north the benefits. We know in Launceston the benefits because we've lived through that, through winter, in the stimulus to the economy, but we already have that infrastructure and that investment. It requires a marginal improvement to those facilities to have the seating numbers for football, but also there's proposals for the multi-sports courts, which would see a far greater outcome for all Tasmanians, delivering for all Tasmanians, than $1 billion stadium in the south when we can't house Tasmanians right now. To me, making those sorts of investments is just way off the mark of what people expect in Tasmania.